Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm always excited these days on Friday because we have Dear AM. Today we have a sweet story for you, but also a story that is going to get us all thinking about relationships. And for Dear AM, which is our relationship segment, we've decided to bring to you every Friday. We have some interesting highlights about your experiences. And today, this is what we have.
Certificates of hers indicating that she was born in 1974. I was born in 1981, by the way. I reacted very furiously and nearly sacked her. Dear AM, it's been 4 years of waiting and grappling with childbirth together. She's 45 years old now, and I am 38. Recently, I had an affair with another woman and got her pregnant. I now see my customarily married wife as my elder sister since I got to know that she was older. No sexual feeling for her again. My plan now is to see my wife off customarily after the other lady delivers. Dear AM, help me out, please. Kobina from Sunyai.
Well, so Kobina from Sunyai is dropping in this story, his own experience in his marriage, and married the wife. Thought that the wife was the age that she told him, and subsequently just chanced upon her birth certificate, got to know that apparently she was older. But also he did something. He went out of the marriage and had an affair and subsequently had a child, because within the period of the marriage they hadn't had children. He's attributing the wife's inability to give birth or get pregnant so far in the marriage all these years because she's older. But we also know that, you know, old women or women who are older than their husbands decide to put up together, and subsequently they have children as well. So it doesn't matter. It's a point for discussion today. We all know that we tend to have experiences either with friends or families or stories that we've heard about such relationships. But what does it mean? We always want to let you in on the conversation. So today we're going to have a counselor in, and then also have a lawyer who is going to tell us many other things. The Reverend Fred Crunchy Mensa is a pastor and also our counselor for today. We'll call a lawyer and get to know if you want to divorce in such a marriage, what does it mean? But also the infidelity of the man and the reasons he's given. Is that a justification just because he discovered all that the wife's age was older than he thought or had been told by herself? But we also know dominating all the discussions since yesterday has been the former procurement boss of the Procurement Authority. The president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has now officially decided to suspend the gentleman, A.B. J. And we'll delve into all that later on the show. Just bring you some excerpts.
So how do you know this company?
It's a cousin of mine.
Okay. We have information that this company has been brought here a number of times for approval, restricted tendering.
Yes.
Did it come to your attention?
Yes.
And what did you do about it?
Yes, I did declare at the board meeting.
You have evidence to show?
Yeah.
Today?
No, it's there. It's in our minutes.
Yes, but I'm saying if we want to find out.
Yes, it's in the minutes, so you can always find out.
ABJ, Ajenim Boating has now been suspended officially by the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But look, many other related Ghanaians will have a lot more to say about it, not only journalists, but ordinary Ghanaians who comment on social media and also call in and make comments on mainstream media content that is delivered by way of news. But also having some great conversation on the subject and making their points known is the NDC, and they have their flag bearer, former President John Dramani Mahama. He's also been having a lot to say about not only this, but other related national issues. They've been interacting with the public via Facebook Live on these trending issues. So we will play back excerpts of that interaction. It was a great one. I monitored it as well because we all had the reminders on Facebook and our phones, etc. For those of us who put those reminders there, just to monitor for all the things that they had to be and for very important matters. But we have to analyze the content of his delivery and all the things that he said. So we'll speak to Dr. Kobe Mensah. Dr. Kobe Mensah is a political marketer. He's also a political science lecturer, but also works with the University of Ghana Business School. That's where he actually works. So we'll discuss all these related issues. We'll ask him, what's the point to all this? And is it a good way of making deliveries, trying to get to the right audiences and the right voters, etc., and even to the minds of the ordinary Ghanaian? And that's what President John Dramani Mahama did, is a question. So when we get him in the studio or in the phone line, so we'll try and ask him some of these important questions. But we also know that climbing the highest mountain in Africa is important, but climbing it for the purpose of making sure online safety, especially for children, is drummed home not only among populations but also children and parents, is the right thing to do. Look, we had somebody who did that, a Ghanaian, somebody who leads a charity or an NGO in Ghana and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, in Kenya. And she did all that just to make sure that she demands for online safety, especially for children. And purposefully, her NGO also has a related program, well coordinated, for purposes of making sure child safety and online safety for children is well contained and assured. So please stay with us. We'll bring you all these issues as we discuss them. But of course, we'll bring you the latest entertainment highlights on AM Showbiz. Is always brought to you by Awake Purified Water. If you buy a bottle, each bottle of Awake Purified Water you buy, a fraction of it goes to charity. So please, Kasaprek, they manufacture Awake Purified Water, and they're doing some great work with all that. Make sure that you get interactive. We'll have the latest news headlines, and then also we'll bring you all the things that we have to bring you by way of what the stories are, front, back pages of the newspapers and center spreads of the dailies as we have it. And then also we'll bring you the latest sports headlines. But let's bring to you the latest news headlines, but also just give you a quick reminder that we told you about that climbing of the highest mountain in Africa. And it was done by the beautiful man who is heading this charity or NGO in Africa. And you can just see it there. And I know she's a regular on the show as well. So she climbed the Uhuru Peak, Tanzania, and Africa's highest point, world's highest freestanding mountain, one of world's largest volcanoes, world heritage, and it's a wonder of Africa, Tanzania, Mount Kilimanjaro. Which one? Right. Fantastic work she did. She'll be in the studio. She'll tell us what her experience is there, the sight and sound, and all the things we need to know. But it's all for one purpose: drumming home online safety for children. Giving your phones to your children and just allowing them to access the net. What type of information or content do they access? And she's doing all these to make sure that that advocacy is well delivered into our minds. But let's bring you the latest news headlines we have in the studio. Look, we're promising you an exciting show, great packages, what is topical politically, what also you need to know by way of your relationship and marriage. We have a great story, some interesting story that we have to discuss on DIAM. And then also we'll tell you about that great advocacy, climbing the mountain Kilimanjaro. But let's bring to you the latest news headlines. Thank you for joining us for the AM show.